So I have this little kale plant is from the first round of kale and broccoli seedlings. All of the other kale, I had 2 broccoli seedlings and 3 other kale seedlings, which I was kind of disappointed with their germination rate, but those seeds were a few years old. But I already transplanted the other ones outside. This one I was letting to get a little bigger. But these are all cabbage seedlings. I planted a summer cabbage, which takes, I think, 60 days to harvest, and a winter cabbage, which was 120 days, I think, 120 to 160 days to harvest. But yeah, when these are a little bigger, I'm going to separate them into their own cup and then eventually transplant them outside. And then over here I planted these ones are maybe 2 weeks old. These ones I planted a week ago are just more. These ones were cabbage, but the other ones were kale and broccoli, just to see if I can get more of that. Alright, so these are my tomato seedlings. Oh, my tomato seedlings, they're about 2 weeks old. Last year I planted determinate and indeterminate tomatoes, but I only do container gardening. I don't do in-ground gardening, and the indeterminate tomatoes didn't get enough nutrients, I think. So these are all determinate tomatoes. I tried to put 2 seeds per pot, but some of them, the seeds stuck together, and they ended up having 2 seedlings come up right next to each other. So what I do when that happens, when they're still really, really small, I'll just take one and I'll pull it out and plant it, plant it to the side over. And, sometimes it'll kill it, but they can't grow up right next to each other anyway. So, but normally I'm able to have then 3 plants in the cup. And then when they get a little bigger, I'll split them out to be in their own individual cups. Yeah, those are my tomato seedlings. So these over here is all pepper, hot pepper seedlings. I've never really had success growing peppers either. The seeds always have a really low germination rate, and then last year I managed to have one seedling, and once I moved it outside it died, so we'll see what happens. This year I have a different type of pepper, and I've planted some of the other type of pepper. So we'll see. And then over here, haven't really come up yet. I planted some basil and some catnip, but they haven't really come up yet. This, I think, is a weed, actually, because I didn't sterilize my soil. That's okay. There's my little grow light setup. I took out my basil plants just to make room for seedlings. They weren't doing very well either. I don't know, they were about a year old, so I figured just plant some new ones. Yesterday I have this prickly pear, and it started growing a new section, and it got so high it was hitting the top of the shelf over here, so I twisted up the top section off. I probably should have cut it, but I've never done it before, so I twisted it, and now it's over there. I'm gonna wait 7 to 10 days, it said on some random website, to let it calyx over and then try to plant it and grow a new little prickly pear. So that'll be fun.